Now a play fake here on first down. And right away, he lost the football. And the defense, and he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. They'll need to get the play off quickly. One man in the backfield. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's the first carry from LaShawn McCoy. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Manning the throw on 2nd down. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Now Manning. And this is going to be incomplete.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense, because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. First carry for Matt Forte. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd down, here's Smith. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Now Gino on 1st down. On the left side, this is Stills. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
This is Forte. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. I guess if you're going to run for it on third down, not a bad idea to get behind your Hall of Fame left tackle there, Anthony Munoz.
He was so good, it was like a Gardner tackle was in the same body. You know, it was almost like they had an extra blocker at the line of scrimmage. Phenomenal player and really prepped it well at USC, where they ran those power sweeps behind him in a big way.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. On the ground, Forte. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room.
Trying to sit, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Picked off by the All-Pro, Navarro Bowman.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows him sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
The return man now is Danny Woodhead. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. Oh, he's got a little daylight. LaShawn McCoy off to the races. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. It's a big run there by McCoy. And even 60 yards. Fresh set of downs here. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away, and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
And he rifles one incomplete. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the left hash, this from 37. And Dawson's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Geno now to throw. And this one caught by Cameron Brate. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. To throw on second down is Smith. Sets up the screen to Forte. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Now a play fit, and he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Brief break in the action here. We'll come back to Miami after this. They'll go again to McCoy. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. And they're going to speed things up here. Now Manning. And the third down pass falls incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And it's now 4th and 3. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here we go on 4th down with Manning. And he'll check this one down to McCoy. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Sammy Coates, the intended target there. And that'll bring up second down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Back to the air on second down. It's Manning. Sammy Coates has it complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. From midfield, here's Manning. And that is incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
Taking chances, a little bit of a Gruden family trait. As Jay says, let's go here on 4th down. And they just did not get the snap away in time. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They do go for it. It's Manning. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Now this offense ready to take over again. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
On the left side, this is Stills. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first down, this is Forte. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 2nd down, here's Smith. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 2.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Boswell's kick is good. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you up to Orlando, and with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Second down following the incompletion. Now Smith. And his throw is incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. They'll fake it. Now Smith. He's got time. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good. But when you know you've got a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, You got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Off of play action, here's Smith. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Manning now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
So many components go into a well-executed screen pass. You've got to sell. Offensive line's got to sell like they've missed blocks, and then they move out, and they're out in front of the running back. He's got to sell that he's trying to block, and then he slips out into the route. The quarterback has to sell that maybe he's trying to throw it downfield. Instead, he slips it off to the running back, and when you get one set perfectly, you have to catch the ball, and that didn't happen on that play.
Snap comes at 1. Manning. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys will work their weight in gold.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Dawson's kick is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So that's their 3rd trip to the red zone, but all they have to show so far is 2 field goals.
Tough sledding in this game for the offense. They get to the red zone. Normally you count on a minimum of 3 points in each red zone trip. Not so far in this game.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. The drive begins with a run by Forte. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll try and get it with Forte. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Back to the ground on first, it's Forte. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They come out here in the eye. Back now in Miami, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And break, the tight end's got it. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Again, Smith. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted on.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Nick Boyle, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense just has to hate those guys.
Just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
Time running out here on the play clock. On 2nd down, here's Manning. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down. Slot man moves right. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Going to drop this off to McCoy, complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. They stay on the ground. Forte again. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. The 13 yards that time at a first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Again they run. Again it's Forte. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
So often you hear defensive coaches talk about we need all 11 on every play in order to be a good run-stopping unit. And sometimes it starts to sound a little cliche. But did you see the free safety on that play? Knifing through and running down the ball carrier. A huge, huge play. And when you have a free safety who can run like that, you've got to turn him loose.
Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it